every local government, then he shouldn't have put out a statement to the world that he was going to do that. If we do something, we must stand by our word. It is official, it is outside, it is on our official channels. And so therefore, Aisha Yesufu, we will not provide venue for anybody.
And we support
provide a venue. You said level play. I'm not even asking for a level playing ground. I'm asking for a ground. I was told repeatedly that I came in late into this party. Who does that? I've endured a lot in the last how many days? My name has been dragged all over. At the end of all of that, allow to speak.
Allow to speak now. Allow to speak. Allow to speak. Allow to speak. Allow to speak. What's it become one? Make her allow to speak. Allow her to speak.
And this party is not about who wins. They follow a process that is transparent, so that when you see somebody who wins, you look at you and say, you the balance of the person. Right. I said, I'm ready. If I lost and I lost honorable clearly, I'm ready to continue. I said, I lost.
Thanks for staying with us. We'd like you to join the conversation and call us on 0201-635-2013 or 0902-416-3440. Or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. You can also stream us live on YouTube at TVC Entertainment. Okay, so looking at that viral video, that viral clip, what did you make of it? What I heard was a woman who was just trying to make sure that everything done in the party is transparent. A woman who is, fighting to be heard. She feels a bit intimidated by some of the actions that they have been taking, because she mentioned there that they are even telling her she did not come into the party early. You know how those things can be. They are looking at you, you're a woman, it's not like you came in early. There are some privileges we will not give to you because you're coming in at this time. And she's standing on her feet to say, this is a party where we're trying as best as we can to make sure that everything is plain, everything is transparent, everything we're holding on to honesty, and that's what we're presenting to Nigerians. And you people cannot be doing this at this stage. That's what I saw in the video. But let me come to the ladies. What did you guys see in this?
To your question about her, whether she's one we want to have in the Senate, she's welcome. She's one we want to have in the Senate.
It was not my question.
Yeah.
It was just
on the kind of. I felt that it goes. The script goes to the character of the person.
Yes.
So with her personality, her outspokenness, her zest, her will to fight for whatever she believes in, whether you believe in it or not. She's someone who should be in the Senate. We need people with such convictions, not people who would do only caucuses. Our caucus have said.
Okay.
But what happened in the NDC is that the party had earlier agreed, to do things transparently, only for them to come and say that they will not be doing primaries for the Senate seat she was running for. And that outrightly just kicks her off the list. They're now saying she did not come on time. That's why she said, I know they asked for playing
just ground.
Give me ground. And I like the fact that she could stand up to the party. I really just wish that beyond the NDC that she was on a party that, they need that energy. Because she's been an activist, she's most likely to toe the line of those Labour and the P2B. I really would like to see her play the PDP and the APC kind of party, strong party. Really, that's what I would like to see.
And wouldn't that change her ideology? Because she has a different
that's
ideology
we need to do.
Those other big
because you're parties. An activist doesn't make you you need a party with a structure, whether activism or not. And you play, yes, because
trying to scatter the structure.
If it be said the election reach now, they don't have what they call them, their party representatives are polling units across board. You then see things fall apart, and then
she's not able to get anything at the end of the day.
But what the party did, this party did for her, I think is even kind that she was able to stand in the video the way she was provoked to react, and I think that reaction is valid.
Okay. For me, it's the question about systems. It does not matter what party you are in. ADC has issues. PDP, we have factions. NDC, as we can see with this. So, politics in Nigeria, it's not about ideology, because you said there's a system, and that's the system all the parties are following. It is rank cross, it is they make a statement today, they change their mind tomorrow. I have a, I don't know, is it respect, I would say, for people who have like lived a certain life experience, have made impact, you know, in their private lives, who decide to join politics. I don't know how they do it, because it's so different from how regular people who are serious, you know, take life. But when you go into politics, the sort of stories that we hear, people will sign an agreement to do one thing and then they turn their backs on who it is that, you know, they just scatter everywhere. And for her, she's making a point, which is, you know, allow me to run, and if I lose honorably, I will accept it.
Yeah,
and the person who wins would also be confident knowing that they won honorably, that even those who have lost would be, what did she say? They would respect that person as well. And that, I think that's all we're asking, you know, across the system, across all political parties. If you have an agreement, stick to your agreement. You know, I really don't understand politics. Nima, that event that we went for, was the
Today we are looking at the controversy took place today. That took place during the activist Aisha Yesufu and the NDC office in Abuja. The controversy appears to have centered on internal party disagreement over the process for selecting the NDC candidate for the FCT Senate race. Reports circulating shows that Yesufu confronting party officials after alleging that party leaders abandoned an earlier promise to hold the competitive primary election and instead moved toward a consensus arrangement. You see, what actually happened was that based on the available report that I have, that Aisha Yesufu had recently joined the NDC and declared interest in contesting for the FCT Senate seat. She reportedly became upset after the party leadership adopted a consensus candidate process rather than conducting the primary election she expected. The video shared online show her engaging in a heated confrontation with party officials at the NDC headquarters, accusing some leaders of reneging on commitments made to aspirants. The incident quickly spread across social media, generating debate about transparency, internal democracy, and candidate selection within within the political parties rather. So the key issues behind the controversy is one, internal democracy. Supporters of Yesufu argue that political parties should allow open primaries rather than impose consensus candidates. Two, critics argue that parties are free to use consensus mechanisms if they comply with their internal rules. Then another issue is the expectations versus party strategy. Yesufu entered the party expecting a particular nomination process. Party leaders reportedly favored a different approach aimed at unity or strategic positioning. And three, the public image. You see, because Yesufu is known for outspoken activism, the confrontation attracted more attention than a typical internal party dispute. So the public nature of the disagreement raised questions about party cohesion and leadership management. So was there a physical fight? The report and clips that gain attention primarily show a verbal confrontation and heated exchange. Claims of a physical fight have been circulated online, but the sources I found merely describe an argument and confrontation rather than providing verified evidence of an actual physical altercation. So the political significance, the incident highlights a recurring challenge in Nigeria's party politics, balancing consensus arrangement with competitive primaries. For observers, the controversy became less about one individual and more about whether parties are transparent and democratic in choosing candidates. To me, my view is that there are two separate questions. Was Aisha Yesufu justified in being angry, or was the way she expressed that anger effective? From what has been reported so far, Yesufu's main complaint was not simply that she lost that she lost. She alleged that the process was altered, moved away from direct participation, and ultimately produced a predetermined outcome rather than a genuinely competitive primary. If those allegations are true, then her frustration would be understandable because political parties are expected to follow transparent rules and give aspirants a fair contest. On the other hand, politics often involves negotiation, compromise, and accepting outcomes even when they are disappointing. Public confrontations can draw attention to a grievance, but they can also distract from the substance of the complaint. A calm presentation of evidence sometimes persuades more people than a heated argument. So what I find most important is not whether Aisha Yesufu won or lost, but whether the process was fair in any democratic organization. The credibility of the process matters more than the identity of the winner. If party members believe the outcome was predetermined, trust in the party suffers. If the process was fair and transparent, then losing candidate should accept the result and move on. So my position is if her allegations are correct, she had legitimate grounds to protest. Two, if the party follow its rules properly, then the better response will have been to accept the result and continue building political support. And three, the real issue is transparency and evidence, not the emotional confrontation itself. Have you watched the actual video? If so, can you analyze and give us your own perspective at our comment section? Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.